Hey everyone, I'm Charles Arbuckle with Chopping It Up with Buck. Okay, so we know this offseason for the NFL has been crazy, right? And if you're the Carolina Panthers, well, you have a whole new coaching staff, in particular on the offensive side. How is that going to impact them? I had a chance to catch up with Matt Rhule the other day on a Zoom conference call, which we're doing all the time, right? But the one thing I wanted to find out from him is, will routine be different because of Teddy Bridgewater, or will Teddy Bridgewater help the routine? And I think Matt Rhule laid it out pretty nicely here. But having a chance to cover Teddy Bridgewater in college, I knew he was going to be a good professional football player. But what made it even better is every coach that has ever had him has talked about his attention to detail and then really making those other players around him better. And I think that's the one thing when he's been able to start, whether it was in Minnesota, when he had that stretch where Drew Brees was hurt in New Orleans, you could see the offense getting better each and every week that he was there. And I think a lot of that is going to depend on this, because you think about it, there's no OTAs. There's not a lot of things that are going to be normal for this Carolina Panther offense. So Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Ian Thomas, and all those guys will have to learn how to adjust to Teddy. But his offensive line needing to protect him, they're going to do a lot of different things to help that. But Teddy knows this offense because of his familiarity with Joe Brady. Let's take a listen to what Matt Rhule said about this when I asked him that question the other day on the conference call. With not having the offseason that you wanted to have, the OTAs, but having Teddy, who has worked with Joe Brady, how is that going to help this offense and get those guys rolling, because you have somebody that has at least experience of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, Teddy knows it so well. And, he and Joe have just kind of a great relationship, a football relationship as a result of it, where they can talk about like level 3 and level 4 coaching points, because Teddy's been in it, he's worked in it, and the things that Joe's added or changed or brought, from college, Teddy's picked up on so quickly. And if you get to know Teddy, like, his demeanor is so good. I mean, he's all football that they seem like they're off to a great start. And then, and it extends beyond that. We have 3 offensive linemen who played for our offensive line coach, Pat Meyer, and Pat's unique in some of the things that he does. He's one of the, great offensive line coaches, and he's got Johnny Miller and Russell Okung and Michael Schofield, who've all played for him before, know his techniques, and can really help the younger guys. And it's really not as much about them; it's about them then being able to constantly talk to the other guys and explain, hey, this is what we're looking for here. So you hear the term coach on the field, but you truly do have a coach on the field in a couple different areas. And I also mentioned Keith Kirkwood was in New Orleans and has been in this version of the system with Joe. So it's a good setup in terms of those guys having some experience.
I think the one thing you have to look at with this team is what the tight end position is going to be. Because if you look across the league, Travis Kelce, Gronk coming back, Zach Ertz, Olsen leaving hurts this team. Jared Cook with the New Orleans Saints, George Kittle. You can talk about Darren Waller, the young kid out at the Raiders, who is really going to become a more focal point for that Raider offense. The tight end position gives you the flexibility and the versatility of your offense. And the way things are more spread out now with so many weapons on the outside, can Ian Thomas and Chris Manhertz take over a position where Greg Olsen had 52 receptions last year, 597 yards. He was down with touchdowns, but he averaged 11.5 yards a catch. I always point that out with the tight end position, because usually on 2nd and long, 3rd and long, or 3rd and short, you try to find the tight end. And what we're seeing now in the NFL is they're using versatility and spreading guys out where they can still use them in any position, no matter where they are on the field. So I think the real key is, can you replace the productivity for Greg Olsen? Even though he was hurt in 18, he came back in 19 and had a pretty productive season. That's 52 catches. Can you get 60 or more out of that position and be a focal point in the red zone? The Panthers have to be a more efficient team in 3rd down and in the red zone. And usually that's where the big fella, I know that to be true, can make plays for you and score. In that scoring zone, your eyes light up in cover 2 because the seam route is wide open, or you stick it on that corner. I think this offense is going to be very productive if they have a strong tight end. If they don't, they're going to rely on a lot of outside things and have to rely on too much on McCaffrey. The tight end position has to play a big role, and you will see a lot of 2 tights, which we call ace personnel, to balance out those defenses and make them honest and give Teddy Bridgewater a chance to have some success. All right, people, don't forget, you got to check out Chopping It Up with Buck. If you need to find it, all our episodes are on ADSN1.com. That's ADSN1.com. You got Marshall Falk, Kevin Carter, a whole list of other folks that are there. And soon we'll have even more. We'll have an NFL star in the making and probably playing at the highest level on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not going to tell you who it is because I want you to go check it out. Eric Metcalf, Maria Taylor, Prem Sariprapat, Amy Trask. We've got a lot of inventory for you to check out, and we'll keep bringing it to you every single week.
I'm Marshall Falk.
I'm Glenn Parker.
Hi, I'm Dusty Baker, manager of the Houston Astros, and you're looking and listening to Chopping It Up with Buck.
I know you wanna leave, and I refuse to let you go. I mean, if it's gonna be chopping it up, we gotta talk some food, wine.
Chopping it up.
Chopping it up.
Chopping it up.
Chopping it up. You are the first to hear about this.
It was like his head swiveled like Linda Blair in The Exorcist.
This guy just did it with some bums.
I'd have a full six-pack if I didn't eat tacos. I love tacos.
You're watching Chopping It Up with Buck.
Chopping it up with Buck. Oh, that's why.
I'm Maria Taylor, and you're watching Chopping It Up with Buck.